Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, Daily Tactics here, and today we are going to be back with another Sunday Star Wars story time, and we're going to be going over a comic book today. Last time around, we went through a bit of a novelization of the Battle of Umbara. If you guys want to see that, it's from a couple weeks ago. But today we're going to be looking at Defenders of the Lost Temple, a Clone Wars story. As usual, we're going to go through the story itself, maybe do a little sprinkling of analysis during the actual story time, and then at the very end, we're going to give a rough review of the material as well as any analysis that we can glean from it. Big shout out to the inspirations of this series, Geetsley's, Eckhart's Ladder, and Star Force 1, plus a lot of other great Star Wars YouTubers out there. Thank you guys for pioneering the Star Wars storytime genre. Either way, let's get right on into it here. So, our story starts off with the Clone Trooper 187th Legion, along with a couple of Jedi, marching through the jungle, following a holocron for a Jedi temple that's been lost by the Republic. They stumble upon the temple's entrance and grapple down to it. They're talking about the gauntlet of Kresish the Younger, which could protect people from physical harm. It's their objective of this. They think it's hidden in the Jedi Temple, and it's clearly some foreshadowing for things to come in the story. At this point, at the doors, we meet our protagonist of this story, the main character, Gutch, who says that he's seen this place in a vision before, and his friend says, oh yeah, it was probably just in our mission debrief, not taking him very seriously. They get the doors open, and Lieutenant Law goes ahead and sends in a lamp droid. This is a droid that I've actually never seen in Star Wars before. It's essentially just got lights all around it and illuminates a room or area. Pretty cool tech. They follow this lamp droid in, and Lieutenant Law is clearly shaken by this area. He's getting bad vibes from the cobwebs and the statues all over the place. The Jedi begin searching for a secret entrance, and you can clearly see a statue actually holding the gauntlet that was talked about earlier. I think this is more foreshadowing by the writers, or rather, the designers here, and it's interesting how the statue actually isn't wearing the gauntlet, perhaps warning of something dangerous with it, if worn. While the Jedi search the temple with the Force, we get a neat interaction between two clone troopers. Horns is asked what his symbol on his helmet means, and he explains that it's from the Mandalorian Death Watch. His friend scoffs at him, saying that they are maniacs, but he explains that the Death Watch are the most dangerous Mandalorian warriors in the galaxy, and I'm one of the deadliest clones of a great Mandalorian warrior. I think it's really cool here to actually see acknowledgement from clone troopers about the Mandalorians and their true heritage, I suppose. Linking, of course, Jango Fett's Mandalorian armor to the clone troopers themselves and how he was a great warrior. I think it's kind of cool to actually see acknowledgement of Jango Fett because he seems to be sort of forgotten by the clone troopers overall. He's rarely talked about in terms of their heritage or like a father figure for them. After this interaction, we get more of our main character, Glitch, who's made fun of further for saying that I think I can feel the entrance in the Force, guys, and his squad proceeds to make fun of him being a faulty weapon of war. He then accidentally steps on a tile, which unleashes a Temple Guard droid, similar to the ones that we end up seeing in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in numerous occasions. The clone troopers and Jedi begin fighting the Jedi Temple Guard, but their blasters aren't really all that effective. Horns throws a thermal detonator at the robot, which explodes immediately. The thermal detonator does no damage, and the Jedi have the men hold their fire for now. The Jedi begin their own assault using lightsabers against this Temple Guard, hacking and slashing away at it. They're almost completely unsuccessful, not managing to do any dents into the massive Temple Guard. The clone troopers are asked to fire to draw its attention away. Meanwhile, Glitch is trying to use the Force. His clone comrades are baffled by this yet again. Glitch is told to stop being an idiot, pick up his gun, and actually fire at this thing. Meanwhile, the Jedi begin plotting a plan to take it down. Their plan, which ends up working, is to use the Force to click his central control panel out of position and turn him off. Once the droid is subdued, the Jedi ask Glitch where he stepped on the tile. This is probably an area that is hiding the artifact that the Jedi want because it's heavily guarded. Glitch claims that he was heading in the right direction, but he is once again made fun of. They say, "That's a coincidence, Glitch. Your only talent is for being in the wrong place at the wrong time." My man Glitch can't catch a break at this point. From then, the Jedi begin to examine a wall with mysterious holes in it. The Jedi Master reveals that the blade of the lightsaber in the correct opening will reveal their path. If they get the lightsaber in the wrong opening, then the temple will crumble on all of their heads. They get it right, and Lieutenant Law as well as the light droid are asked to lead the way into the dungeon below. While in the dungeon, the Jedi begin talking about how they're going to sense things through the Force, the dangers that are about to approach them. You can clearly see that Glitch is listening in on the background, perhaps thinking he could do the same thing. The Jedi discover a carving, and Glitch is caught eavesdropping. They ask him to go with Lieutenant Law and wait for them. As Glitch leaves, he attempts to use the Force through the darkness, still convinced that he's a Jedi. He makes it back to Law, who's basically done investigating the place. He's convinced that there's no way out of it. That's when they discover that one of the columns holding up the building is actually a bunch of caterpillar-like worm insects. And of course, blasters don't work on them. As they begin to battle, Glitch says that he senses the dark side at work. One of his fellow clones, who's done bashing a caterpillar in with his helmet, says, "That doesn't count as a premonition, Glitch. This is happening right now." As he says that, they actually notice that the caterpillars were defending the gauntlet. They were all wrapped around it in a column. Glitch once again thinks he uses the Force to fly all of the caterpillars off of him. It turns out it was the Jedi once again coming to save the clone troopers. The Jedi realize that their lightsabers don't work on the caterpillars because the gauntlet has made them invulnerable after being wrapped around it for years. One of the Jedi moves to go and grab the gauntlet of Crusher the Younger. However, something clearly scares her, as she doesn't grab the gauntlet and instead orders the troopers to fall back, demanding in fact, stating that that is an order. They all retreat back and the caterpillars go back into their column positioning. The Jedi later explains that when she tried to touch the gauntlet, it just seemed too dark. It was too dangerous and enveloped with the dark side of the Force. They were going to abandon their mission. They knew the gauntlet was there, and that's all they needed to do after all. They didn't really need to take it. And with that, they seal the chamber. They make camp for the night, with the Master seemingly shook by her recent dark side encounter. Glitch is asked to go with Rannox. Glitch ends up keeping watch with the Jedi Padawan Rannox, waiting for something to come. He questions why the girl is being so nice to him. She starts by explaining to him that she didn't really want to be a part of this war. Yes, she wanted to be a Jedi, but war was never something she was interested in. She then asks Glitch why he thinks that she was being nice to him, and he explains that it was probably because they noticed him eavesdropping on the two Jedi. She said, "Of course. But what is it that you're trying to find out from us?" And he explains that he felt like he was crazy. He didn't understand why he was feeling the Force. Maybe he wasn't, and he really was crazy. He worries that there's something wrong with him, or perhaps that there's nothing wrong with him, and that he's just an ordinary clone trooper. The former seems more frightening to him than there actually being something wrong with him. But before they can finish their conversation, the Jedi Padawan hears something. And out of the shadows comes the Mandalorian Death Watch. At this point, one of the dopest lines to ever come out of Clone Wars comics happens. The Mandalorian Death Watch leader says, "Good evening. Time to die." Pre Vizsla explains in the middle of a firefight that they found the Jedi while searching for the gauntlet themselves, and that the Jedi led them straight to the artifact. Pre Vizsla ties up Glitch and the Jedi Padawan and explains that he wants revenge on Dooku, the Jedi, and the entire galaxy, and the gauntlet is going to give him permission to do that. Glitch quickly manages to escape the bondage. The Jedi Padawan had force-pushed him one of her two lightsabers. Glitch goes to run and warn the others about the Death Watch while she goes for her second lightsaber. However, the young Padawan is quickly struck down with the butt of one of the Mandalorian pistols. Glitch screams his way into the Jedi Temple, yelling that they're under attack while Mandalorians with jetpacks chase after him blasting. Glitch gets struck in the back as the rest of the clone troopers and the final Jedi are alerted by him. Pre Vizsla walks in with the Jedi Padawan as a hostage. The clones are ordered to drop their weapons or the girl dies, so they do so. Horns is ordered to escort the Mandalorians safely to the gauntlet. He's also made fun of for having the Mandalorian Death Watch symbol on his helmet. Horns then is told that he can join the Death Watch as long as he shoots the Jedi. However, he won't. In which Pre Vizsla says he's just another pale imitation with the pistol placed against his forehead. Glitch screams enough and draws his lightsaber. He'd forgotten he had it. Pre Vizsla draws his darksaber. The clone trooper and the Mandalorian, both wielding sabers, now begin to fight each other. However, it is pretty clear that the Mandalorian is completely outmatching the clone trooper. But Glitch has a trick up his sleeve. He steps on the pressure plate that they found at the beginning that unlocked the temple guard. The temple guard comes to life, surprising Bo-Katan and Pre Vizsla. There's a massive commotion as the temple guard, clone troopers, and Mandalorians all begin to fight each other. Meanwhile, the Jedi manage to free themselves. Glitch and Pre Vizsla continue their battles. The Mandalorian leader is making fun of Glitch for him thinking himself a Jedi. Glitch, in a final act of desperation, tries to unlock the temple, choosing a random hole to ignite the lightsaber through. If you remember correctly from earlier in the comic, if chosen incorrectly, the entire temple would come down. And of course he chooses incorrectly, and the temple begins to collapse. The Jedi, clone troopers, and Mandalorians all attempt to escape the rubble. However, the fight continues even outside of the Jedi temple. Horns manages to shoot the jetpack of one of the Mandalorians, sending him skyrocketing into the atmosphere. Pre Vizsla, upon seeing this, explains that there's no point in taking losses and they might as well just return to the ship now, leaving the clone troopers and Jedi standing and looking at the deserted temple. The clones and Jedi all pay their respects to Glitch. One of them, Horns, the one with the Mandalorian helmet armor, throws his helmet at the rubble. One of them says, "So long, Glitch. You were a terrible clone trooper, but you were a great man." We then get a flash forward of the Jedi Padawan quitting the Jedi Order, choosing instead to go and be something else because Glitch gave his life for her, and she had to go do what she was destined to do for him. She couldn't be stuck in a war that she wasn't willing to fight. She explains that first she's going to go see her family, something Jedi rarely ever get to do. But before she leaves, she asks about the gauntlet one last time, asking what they're going to do with it. And the Jedi Master explains that they're just going to let it be. She doesn't think that the gauntlet will ever trouble any of them ever again. We then get to see Glitch emerge from the rubble wearing the Thanos gauntlet, and he exclaims that it worked. He was still alive because he was indestructible while wearing the gauntlet. He throws the thing into the river and exclaims, "Oh, I see. The Force flows. It flows through everything." The end. The final shots here are really some of the best in the entire comic. We get to see Glitch without his helmet on for the first time, perhaps showing that he is a man and not a clone trooper now. He's no longer hidden or just another one of billions. We also get to see a beautiful landscape with the breaking dawn. The rest of the comic is basically set at night, so this demonstrates how the darkness is over and the future is now. Something great is emerging after this troubled time. Above all of that, I really enjoy how this comic sort of keeps it open-ended as to whether or not this clone trooper truly did know the Force. Part of me thinks that maybe he was a little bit Force sensitive and did have some midi-chlorians flowing on through him. But simultaneously, it could simply be that he was just lucky or in the right place at the right time, like they kept saying in the comic. This open-endedness kind of keeps you guessing, but I personally do think he was partially in tune with the Force. I also like the addition of the Jedi girl being able to quit being a Padawan. That's not something that we get to see very often, and in fact it is kind of troubling seeing these children taken from their homes and forced into a war, when the Jedi are of course supposed to be peacekeepers. Maybe she would have enjoyed being a Jedi if it wasn't for the Clone Wars going on currently, but with the Clone Wars going on, she just simply had to quit. Either way, I thought this was a fantastic story. I'd give it easily a 9 out of 10. I think honestly the only drawback is the fact that we didn't get to see more of the gauntlet, as this was sort of supposed to all be about the gauntlet, and we only got to see it in a few shots, and it really wasn't that impactful in a whole, you know? This was truly just a random artifact that at the end saved the life of one of the clone troopers, but that was the only impact it really had on the story, other than it being the objective of all parties involved. So I think maybe the gauntlet being more involved would bump it up to a 9.5 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. But even still a 9 out of 10. This was a great story, fantastically written, fantastically illustrated, a great Clone Wars story. Either way, that's going to be about it for today's video. I do hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to comment down below what stories you'd like me to cover next, if you want me to cover more. Subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to hit that like button. Either way, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.